FGC Job Squad, your premier Tekken podcast.
Hey everybody, this is FGC Job Squad episode 9, and I'm Kadizi, and I'm here with my guest, Ian aka Pickle, and we have a very special guest today.
Ian's a guest too?
No, Ian's a regular. Ian's been on all 9, but we have a very special guest today.
You've made it to 9 episodes?
Yeah, man, you haven't been listening? We'll get to why you even agreed to this. I feel like you fucked up and just said yes.
I don't even know the content. Where is this posted at?
It's on. Hold on. We have RunItBlack here, aka Avery, aka RunItBlack, on the show today. So thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. How are you doing? In general?
I'm doing great. It's very cold out actually right now in sunny San Diego.
You know I moved.
I heard you moved to Hawaii. No wonder you seem a little bit more laxed.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
Is that what you agreed to get on the podcast?
I think so. Kadar was just enough distance away where I could stand him. I don't smell him. I can't see him.
Oh god,
it's perfect.
You had a sense for him, dude.
For real.
So what do you mean? Where is this posted? I feel like there's a reason you just said sure. Like you said sure right away. What? So we're on YouTube and all the things we did. We interviewed MYK, Jackie Tran, and Spirogen so far.
I said yes because Ian asked me.
Yeah, that's right. Ian asked you. So
wait, was it you that imposed as Ian?
No,
if it wasn't Ian, like I can just stop right now. We can get
no.
We can go on with our day.
It was Ian, but we both control the account, so I was looking at it, but it was all Ian typing everybody.
Well, you're lucky.
He said shit like "Hola, I just got back from TJ." Like I wouldn't say shit like that. So
what? Oh,
like in the messages, but all right, yeah.
What's your guys' YouTube called?
FGC Job Squad. Oh wait,
FGC.
Yeah, on your actual YouTube account, right? Kadar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you just check the links,
I'm sure if you Google that or YouTube that, it'll pop up.
Yeah, but the basic concept is that we're a Tekken podcast and we do like just people's backstory and just shoot this shit and just talk about who people are and shit. So
that's cool. Who's Dean Jarls?
He's a nobody. He's
like
he's just a scrub.
Who's Legend of Genghis Tong?
Tong's a Marvel's Capcom 2 player.
That's for you to watch, dude.
Yeah, that's for you to watch.
What about Special Brown Boy?
That's me. There's some racist Hawaiians were talking shit about me when I walked by.
Whoa,
you gotta listen to that. Yeah. But anyway, you have to listen. But yeah, so we just do Tekken lore, people's backstory and shit like that, and we get like a lot of cool stories. So you're honestly one of the. I mean, Ian thinks I honestly when I talk about you, I speak very highly of you. Ian, can you attest to that?
Nice.
Like I always just say he's one of the sickest players, and he's fucking amazing. But on top of
he says that, but then I mean, then
he just talks all that shit randomly everywhere.
You don't know how he acts in front of you, so I don't know. I know which one's the real Kadar, the one in front of Avery, or the one behind the scenes.
You ever watch wrestling? You ever seen the guy Randy Orton?
Yeah, we're gonna get to wrestling.
Kadar, I want to like RKO you off like a building.
Dude, just your whole demeanor. I was gonna say we're gonna talk about wrestling later because of the whole heel stuff, but I feel like we'll get to that. We got to get into the psyche. So we usually start with how'd you get into Tekken? Like, what was your first experience with Tekken?
My first experience, Well, I was a kid. I had what was it? The PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. My mom had actually got me into Tekken. I played with her. We played the game. I had used what was it, Nina back in the day, and I basically Nina and Heihachi, and like I didn't know the buttons or the command list. The command list actually looked really I had no idea what was going on. It's just a bunch of like lights and colors with different spots of the controller. And only move I could do was Blonde Bomb with Nina, and then the 1+2 with was it something Tiger's Breath, Dragon's Breath, Demon Breath with Heihachi, and that was basically like the start. And then I had Tekken 3 on console. I had Tekken 4. I never had Tekken 5, but I played it in the arcades at like Boomers and stuff. And then I got my PlayStation 3, and my first two games that I bought were Madden and Tekken 6. Played that. It wasn't really like competitive or anything like that with Tekken. I didn't know the scene and all that. But I played Tekken 6. Towards the end of the Tekken 6 period, I had found out about tournaments, started watching things. One of the first events I watched was West Coast Warzone.
How'd you find out about tournaments? Like, what was the way you found out?
Just YouTube, and I heard people talking about it. You know, actually started kind of off from looking at combo videos. Like, oh, I don't know. Like eventually when I started to learn how to play the game, just like at a mediocre like button mashing level, there was combo videos, and combo videos kind of led into other other videos that eventually led to like tournament matches and stuff like that. And then I started watching Tekken tournament matches leading up to like Tag 2. I think it was a transition of Tekken 6 to Tag 2 is when I really started to find out about this stuff. And then what really got me into like the FGC was there was Evo one year, and I was a big spectator of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I was watching it, and there was this guy named Filipino Champ, and he was really cool. I guess he was like a heel, I guess, in like the FGC at the time, but he was really good. And he was kicking everyone's ass, and he had won Evo, and I was like, wow, that was super sick. And I think this was 2012 or 2013, 2012. And I was like, wow, that was awesome. And then roll around a year later, I finally go to Super Arcade for the first time on my birthday when Tag 2 drops. When I turned 17 at the time. SCR rolled around, and I got second place, losing to Incognito.
Oh shit! Hold up. Let's back that up. So were you still in North County at this time, right?
Yeah, I've been in North County my whole life. Yeah.
Damn. So you're making the trip up to. Who were you going with up to Super Arcade?
Oh, so back then, so I was a kid back then, so I didn't have a license, and if Kyle didn't go, if I went on a Friday, I would take the train up from Oceanside, take the train, get it dropped off usually like in Fullerton or Irvine or Anaheim, one of those three, and then usually Kane would pick me up from the train station, and then I'd go to Super Arcade, and then someone would drop me off back at my grandparents that lived up in Yorba Linda, Orange County area, and I'd come back down. But other than that, that's kind of like how I first started with competing, and then eventually rolled down to Cody's at TTF finally about like a year later, and then a couple offline sessions here and there throughout the course of time.
So okay, so damn, that's dedication. That's like
that was the thing with me. Like, it was a hobby. It was always a hobby. Still is a hobby, but like it kind of grew because the players around. It was fun playing the game. Tekken Tag 2 really, like I don't know. I was always like a competitive person, and that brought out like a competitive drive.
Yeah, you had some good ass players. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, Incog, Kane, Murad, Muhammad. Muhammad is a BMNS. Then there was Jason down here. Like those are all the guys I kind of learned how to play the game through. But like before that though, like even before like really getting to play like players, I had watched when I would get off, I'd get off of school. This was my senior year of high school. I'd get off. I'd go to 8 to 12, 0 period through like 4th, and get off at lunch. I'd catch usually the end of Rip and MYK's Morning Bread and Butter podcast, and that usually would go through like the command list of all the characters, and I would learn a lot through that, and then I just play like throughout the night, So that was like the transition once like things like really started. And before that, it was just like play online with some friends on Tekken 6. Like I had already like knew of like say like Magnificent, Cuddle Core, Mateo Galvan, Grims, some of these like old school, like older online players still never like really. I mean, I know Mateo and Grims did, but like say like Mac and Cuddlecore, those two, I had known them since the Tekken 6 days of just being like online pressing buttons. Like we had no idea what we were doing. I think Mac maybe more so than us, but his
Max, the one that plays right now, right? The one that's
yeah, Magnificent. Yeah, he used to be a Mokujin player, or he used to just play all the characters. But like the Tekken 6 lobbies back in the day, they were terrible online, and people would get mad if you had a 3-bar or a 4-bar. You're in California, so like the online was really bad back in the day. So
suck, man.
you had there was nothing you can do. It's like it is what it is. But yeah, that's like the really like the grassroots start of things.
So wait, who were your training partners at this time? Like,
once I started competing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once I started competing, like Incog, Kane, Kayal, and Ogre and Murad. Those were like the main ones, and that's kind of what my play style has been. Kind of like, what's the word to say? Like, my play style has been heavily influenced by those guys. Yeah,
sure.
and then the Jin player I used to watch. So like everyone kind of talks about what's his name? CBM, Chikarin, and Book. Those guys are great Jin players. But before that, though, I used to watch this complete Korean player named Hao. He played Jin and Fang, and I learned Jin a lot through his play style, and then also Chikarin to go along with that. And then eventually the other guys had all come up and about. But yeah.
Well, who's your team in Tag 2? I don't know what your team was.
Shut the fuck up, dude. What the hell? You don't know what my team was in. What kind of question is that?
I mean, for the audience that doesn't know, I'm like the clueless, you know.
You're the clueless. Oh, I see.
But you're his favorite player, by the way. You know,
I played Jin and Jinpachi. Team Jin.
I knew that they didn't. All right.
Yeah, I played that team. I mean, Jinpachi, as things got fleshed out, people were like, "Oh, this guy's broken. He's very strong." I mean, he had a safe mid launcher. The down forward 2 was a 14 frame Punisher. Yeah, he had some good tools. But the only reason I played Jinpachi was because I had hated playing against Jack and Marduk, and I also wanted to play a big boy character that was big and bulky. So that was basically the whole reason why I played that, because I hated fighting against Jack and Marduk.
Down forward 2 against Jack, dude.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like Jack played it down forward 2. I just do down forward 2 right back to you, and you get launched. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, dude.
That was fun.
Stuff, dude. I didn't play offline back then, but I used to just watch all the tournaments and
yeah. And then
it's like, holy shit, dude. I can't.
We luckily had like a lot of we had a really good scene out here during the Tag 2 days. I mean, like I was younger, so I was like more of the younger guy, because most people, there wasn't a lot of new players during the Tag 2 days. Like, and the skill level was kind of a hard game to adjust to. So back then it was just me. There was this player named Nico. And that was it for like newer, younger guys. Everyone else was like everyone that had just been around since Tekken 6, Tekken 5, DR 4, and shit. And there was all a lot of players too that didn't play up in that time locally around here in the SoCal region. So it was kind of a weird time to like get into the game, but also like the best. I personally speaking, it was before like all the super big TWT events. Only like JDCR and NEW, those guys would come out here and there to the stateside
back then.
Yeah, so it was cool, and it was a cool event. We would sit outside Super Arcade on like Friday night during this event called Electric Wind God Fridays, hosted by Eris back then, and we'd just be playing Tekken there, kicking at the arcade, and everyone would go outside, and on the TVs outside Super Arcade, we'd be watching Master Cup and shit. And it was such a different environment how the things were back in the day. I mean, and that was towards like the end of it all too, so which is kind of crazy. So I got to see like just the end of like the arcade era, so it was kind of nice.
That's badass. That sounds like a really fun time.
Yeah,
So at that time, how did it feel being like, I guess, a newer player at the time? Was it tough at all? Just like, just trying to learn the game, or do you feel like you learned the game pretty quickly? Because I know you talked about you got some
fairly quickly. I mean, there's still a lot like back then that I didn't know. Like I didn't know. I still didn't really understand how frame data truly worked until 2020 last year while Speedkicks was living out here. Like I had no idea how to speak. I didn't know how frame data worked. I didn't know what to do off of being plus. I didn't even know a jab was +1 up until recently, and I was still getting top 16 at tournaments and top 8s winning.
When you play against Steve, dude, and you don't know that shit.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I was like, okay, I play against Steve, cool. Well, that's gonna really expose what I don't know because I'm gonna get hit by a counter hit back one out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit. Like I knew what to do, how to fight the character, but I didn't know why I was doing it. So that's kind of I still have like a natural feel for the game.
When you barely understood this.
Yeah, I was like, I have no, I wasn't lying, and people like, it's only a few people knew, and that's also why it's like really like eye opening to know like how many players, like especially in this country, are very subpar. And it's like not to like throw shade or talk shit, but it's just like people don't know the game very well.
No, dude, it's fucking true.
So okay, so we've had a not a debate, but I know people like who kind of think frame data is overrated. So you kind of played a lot where you didn't use frame data and now you know frame data. How do you think it changed your game? I kind of want those people to hear this. And do you think like it's like how do you feel about that? I guess
it's just a game moment. You get hit by counter hits less. You kind of know when to not press a button in certain situations, block strings. When not to press. Like sometimes things that have evasive properties, like you can get hop kick through a jab, stuff like that. You guys just gotta be a little bit aware of certain situations. It's just a little bit more things to focus in on when I see moves that come out. But honestly, yes, you should learn frame data. You should play by it like wholeheartedly. I don't know. It's really how you feel like when you want to play the game. I just play the game as like I'm trying to beat the other player. So
right.
Wait, who taught you? You said you just learned last year. Like,
mainly speed kicks, kind of like.
Yeah.
Like I'd always knew about frame data and how it I had like a basic understanding. I never truly knew. Yeah, I knew it like that. So that was the thing as a player. Like I always focused on with punishment and punishment. I knew how punishment worked and then with punishing things like that, but I never really knew why. I just knew, hey, this move's minus 12, this move's minus 10, 13, 14, launch, and so on. So I knew that, but like anything underneath that, like something that's like say minus 6, minus 9, what do you do in that situations? Like +1 when a jab, things like that, when to sidestep. I didn't truly know what to do, but I had seen it because I had watched a lot of Tekken matches. So it's like, oh, I know how to play against this character because of such and such, So a lot of just like visual experience and then being in it myself.
Yeah, some of those things that you can kind of just tell, like just by feel, right? Like the way your character gets in position and all that. You kind of know
exactly.
How to attack. So
like you see someone sidestepping or sidewalking, you're off axis, things like that. Like that's something that's really big in Tekken 7. That's not as that was not as big in Tekken 7 as was in Tekken Tag 2. Is being off axis and moves whiffing. Things track very well in this game, so you don't really have to worry about whiffing or being off axis too often in this game.
Yeah, if you watch like Tag 2 and you see some side steps, like some moves in this game, like the generic down 4s, they feel like homing moves. You can't get away from those fucking things. But in Tag 2, like you could move around a lot of those things, and that shit's just out of the game now. But if you watch back Tag 2 moving or even older Tekkens, it's kind of crazy how much like you're able to move back then versus now.
Right.
Sure. So Tag 2 days. You said Electric Wind God is Fridays. So you said majors around this time. You kind of ran through the majors before, but was this towards the end of Tag 2, right? Was there any big majors at this time?
Towards the end of Tag 2, I didn't really compete. During like the first 2 years, I did so my first ever tournament was SoCal Regionals. I had got second place at that event. Fab came at it from out of town. Mr. Naps, Jimmy J. Tran came out of town, and I somehow squeezed by and got second place.
What the fuck happened? That's insane.
I qualified for grand finals, and then I lost. I mean, it was cool. It is what it is, but I was very close. I messed up a combo. There's something crazy back in the day.
Who did you beat to second place? Or
I lost to Incog in the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then from there, I flew to my first event. I was really, really nervous about that because I was young and I hadn't flown by myself before. I had gone to final round in Atlanta. Did that. I lost to Fighting GM there and to Ao from Japan. I got top 16. And then fast forward from that, we had our Wednesday night fights in San Diego, LA locals, and then we go to Evo. And at Evo, I had lost to.
Hold on, I got a question about final round. So who you you went out there? You stayed in a hotel by yourself and everything? And
I stayed with Kyle. I stayed with basically Kyle back in the day. Kyle took care of everything. I was like, hey, I'm flying here. You're gonna rent the hotel room. I'm gonna give you the cash, and then take care of me. I'm the young gun. back then. Yeah.
Right. Did you do anything in Atlanta at that time, or you just?
No, I was just at the venue. I just at the tournament, played Tekken, and then hung out. I think I went to like the supermarket with Incog and Anakin back then. Like that was like one of the only things I did outside of being at the event. Oh, and I hung out with Fab and Way Gamble and a couple guys at like this restaurant that was across the street from the venue. And
that's pretty
just
cool.
a bunch of banter. So it was cool back then. You know, I was fairly new. I didn't really know everyone all too much. These guys had all known each other for years already at this time. So it was interesting.
Right.
Back then too, I was a hot-headed kid. Yeah, bigger mouth back then.
So okay,
yeah.
so I guess we should probably get into this part because it would be like the elephant in the room. So I guess the first time I ever even knew who you were. So maybe I'll let you go after me, Ian. But obviously that the Base Monster video, you know V1.
Base Monster.
Wait, what was that?
He's a guy on YouTube who there are people in Ireland starving and RunItBlack needs water in his lungs. I think that's most people's.
Unbelievable! Jesus Christ! I have a terrible headache. Piece of shit. You know what? All these great people in Ireland are drowning, and RunItBlack is running around not drowning. You know, this is what I'm talking about. Why is RunItBlack not drowning? All these great people in Ireland, probably fucking normal Tekken players, drowning. RunItBlack not drowning. Zero water in his lungs. That is a serious problem. This needs to be fixed. We need to get water in his lungs immediately. Fuck!
Oh, the equivalent. Oh, when I was playing where it's Eris.
Pissing off Eris online.
Yeah,
like early
that's crazy. It's funny about that because like I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. I was just beating Eris with. I was going into devil form like Kazuya, and I was just doing some devil moves, and
you were just
that was
playing.
it.
And
I was really.
Wait, what was this? Like Tag 2 online or some shit or what?
Yeah, Tag 2 online. I mean, I had seen it live and it was happening. Like I had the stream on when I was playing, but like
yeah.
Other than that, though, it became a bigger thing than any of us probably would have like expected.
Yeah.
It was just funny. It was just very funny.
So okay, at this time, what elicited that response from him? Were you like just that new guy that? Because I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say that. There's a lot of people who perceive me as annoying, yourself included. You know, at TTF, the local, they're like, "Damn, that kid's." These are their words, not mine. Autistic, like fucking loud, stupid, and whatever. I just take those, and it's like whatever. I'm smarter than all these people, but basically. Did you feel like you were kind of like that person who was just like got shit talked? Like what? Like how? Why did Eris have that strong reaction? Like what kind of person are you at the locals at that time?
Oh, with Eris, nothing. Like me and Eris have always had a good standing relationship. I don't think I've ever gotten on Eris's bad side. He just lost. We were just playing online matches. He was just getting frustrated with shit. There's really no deep lore to it. He was just getting frustrated during the match, and someone made a clip out of it, and the clip blew up. That was it. That was that.
All right, so the hothead stuff. So why are you like a hothead? What did you have a reputation of it? Like?
Oh, because back then we used to talk shit like in like what Facebook groups back then and Tekken online. Like the online gaming back then was still like more in its infancy, I guess you could say. Like so, like just like I played Call of Duty. I hung out with was a kid with friends. Like we just talk shit, and everyone else talked shit too. Yeah, you can say more shit back then. It was more fun. It was more of like the ambiance, or yeah, I guess you could say that. So that's just how it was back then. I mean, now it's like I've gotten older, so I've aged, and it's not as fun. It's a little draining in energy. It's like just to play into that. It was more just playing a role to have fun, and now it's just like kind of I don't even like the game as much anymore. We can get into that later, but you get older and things just aren't the same, and different things you're trying to get out of the situation. So I mean, that was it. It was just cool. It was cool at the time. It was cool talking some shit. I mean, I could back it up with my play, so it was like, it was just fun. It was fun.
See, that's where me and you differ. I talk shit, but I can't back off on play. I feel like you can.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not very good at the game.
Hey, do you know what this podcast is called? It's called FGC Job Squad, dude. I mean, I make fun of myself, so you can't, or whatever. So, Ian, when was the first time you heard of Avery? We'll just talk about
the same way, dude. I used to always watch the WNF streams. So it was a super kid back then, right? I used to always watch those streams, and that was kind of like the vibe around you. Like, everyone just always talk shit about you whenever they brought up your name.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I'm so happy you said that. Yeah,
like the
people
biggest
talk
assholes
mad
coming up or
shit.
that kind of a thing. And it's just that was always like, around your name. So that's always, how people, I'm
The
guessing.
funny thing
people
too with that was that like they were always talking shit because I was always kicking their ass, and it was like,
Oh, come on. We gotta
it
dig
was
deeper than that.
hilarious. No, it was.
See,
That's all it was. Like
listen,
I was whooping their ass.
the reason people talk shit about me is because I'm, like I said, I was vulnerable with you. You got to be vulnerable with me. What were you? You can look back as a kid and be like, okay, maybe I did this or that wrong. Was there any kind of? Because yeah, I was a Twitch stream monster. It was what, 2013 ish, right?
Uh-huh.
So I feel like I got that vibe too. Was there? Do you think there's nothing about it really?
No, see, we're just cut from a different cloth. Kadar. I was whooping some ass, and when you get your ass whooped so many times, you got something to say about it. And when I would laugh and have that nice little smug smile about it, they would get a little salty, and that's fine, because I was whooping some ass.
For sure.
All right, so if we ask any one of like the those guys, they would say that exact thing. They were just mad that you were fucking them up in Tekken. That's the only reason they're talking shit?
Probably. I mean, I was also talking. I probably was throwing in some shit with it, but they were throwing some shit back. And then when the shit had to get dealt in the match, I was whooping that ass.
For sure.
Yeah, because obviously I didn't know you back then. I didn't meet you till T7, but that's like the only thing I would hear about you, and I just knew you guys through pretty much just watching the Super
and that all that stuff was also too is mainly for like the streams to add like some storyline to the streams. That just have fun because everyone else once the streams are all off, everyone's usually hanging out, having a good time and shit. Like no one really has any like big beef. I mean, there's some people that are done some smug shit, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I noticed that when I started going to WNF, like there was no actual like beef or hate.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
it's
there
only
for
for
the
chat
stream
and when you're at home, it's easy to just fucking type and feed into it too. But like no one at WNF had any like everyone was pretty chill there. Like everyone was pretty cool with one another. I do get that part.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was more that none of like they're all cool with you, they're your friends, but it's more like people at home got that impression. And I was going to say, was there anything to that? But okay, it doesn't sound like there was. So
that's just how it looks. Yeah, that's how it looks in the stream. The stream gets a very small snippet of us just talking and shit. So.
I mean, dude, if it was real, nobody would be dealing with you like for 6 years straight, however long it's been, right? Like,
yeah, it's fucking going on 9. It'll be 10 years next year, but yeah, 9 as of right now.
Yeah.
And that's crazy too. Think about that because like about now is about time about this time, like 10 or so years ago. Back when Tekken Zaibatsu was used more frequently, the first time I spoke to Aris was on Tekken Zaibatsu, and I asked him, I was like, because I was a controller player, and one of the things I heard back then was like, hey, people don't like having wireless pads and shit. So I'm asking Aris, hey, is it cool if I bring my wireless pad because like people complain about pads and shit, messing up the matches. So it was like a whole thing. But yeah, he messaged me back. He's like, yeah, man, you're cool, come through and shit. So.
Dude, I forgot about that shit. The whole pad disconnecting or
pads. That was a whole big issue. Like so many people have no idea of that struggle anymore.
Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
I mean, that happened in T7. I mean,
that happens now. With the whole home button shit. But yeah, it used to be even worse though in PlayStation 3. So it was crazy.
So obviously that one. I mean, I remember when I played JDCR SCR 2017, there was like a 15-minute like intermission because someone hit the pause button and we had to wait for Alex Valle to.
Yeah, it was you.
It's embarrassing. No, it wasn't me.
Your pants throughout the whole time.
It was you, Kadar. We all knew it was you.
No. I had a PS3 pad with a Brooks converter, so my shit couldn't even be wireless. So
trying to ice down JDCR, dude.
Yeah, that was humiliating. I was like, dude, just give him the win because I spammed rematch. Or no, what did I do? Oh yeah, that was the next time. Oh my god, that shit was so bad. So someone hit the home button. Yeah, someone hit the home button. I was sweating so hard. Someone hit the home button, and I was like, okay, you guys got to restart the match tournament mode. And then someone has to auto die. And then I hit auto rematch like on the very next match on the same stage. Basically, I did auto rematch same stage. All right, whatever. Let's just.
Hey, how long are you going to be out in Hawaii for?
Man. So, dude, living here, I can't imagine living here like for too much longer. So I've already been looking at jobs in San Diego. It's pretty fucked up.
Really? Wait, what are you doing out there right
now? I'm a planner. I'm an urban and regional planner. Let's just put it that way.
Planter? Or what does that mean? What is it? What is that? What do you put it that way? Urban and regional planter.
I sit at a desk and I make decisions regarding zoning and administration and things like buildings, new construction, renovation, things like that.
Oh, you got an adult job, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean,
very adult.
I mean, that's why I suck at Tekken, dude. That's why I tell people like, okay, But
No, Kadar, you're just not. No, Kadar,
dude, don't even start.
Don't even start with that shit.
No,
Kadar,
dude,
you're not good at the game. Just
here's what I tell people: my salary is like if I won 12 majors a year. Let's just think about
Okay, Kadar,
that.
shut up. Kadar, Kadar, I have a question for you. This gives some light to people that don't know.
Dude, we're still interviewing you, but yeah, sorry.
I know, but yes, this one. I'm gonna take control now. When you go to practice mode or like play Tekken,
Oh
because
god.
I'm curious, like, what are you looking at and what are you doing to like not improve? Like, how does one not improve at the
Oh
video
my
game
God.
after? Because you've been playing for so long, you've been around for so long, and I have this question because like there's more people in your plays too, where like I know, and I've known them for years, and I'm just like, how have you not improved at the game? Like, what are you doing when you get on the game? Like, is it your attention span? Is it like what you're focused on?
All right, so when I start the game, I customize a new outfit right away. Just got to get in the mood, and then no, I mean, come on.
Like,
All
what
right,
are you
so-
like? What are you doing?
Okay,
like, are you
okay,
not? Are you doing
okay.
comp? Like, especially like when you're playing in the match. All right? What are you focused on in the match? Are you like, oh, my execution? Do you know how to do your combos? Like, there's a lot of things people got to know how to do in the game once they get to playing. And I've seen it, and you're a great example of that. One of those players that you just don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh my god, dude!
I cannot figure it out either, dude. I'm sorry.
And that's like, did someone need to tell you what to do, or like you don't know what to do?
Oh god!
Like,
All right, are you gonna keep talking or just let me fucking answer the question,
I'm
dude?
just curious, you know.
Okay, it sounds like you're not curious. You're just talking shit at this point. You fucking
No,
answered
I
the question
wasn't
for an
talking
hour
shit.
long.
I
dude.
was asking a serious question. It was
All right.
I was letting it develop.
Okay, so let's say if I got on today, what would I look at, right? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of fucked up, and this is probably not the answer you want. I've been kind of looking to get into a new character, but let's say if I'm
Okay, that's perfect.
Hold
Okay, so
Okay,
what are you
sorry,
gonna do when once you pick a character? What are you doing, and then what are you doing once you hit a match?
Okay, so first of all, I got to know what I have to do after her simple launches. Not like any crazy combos, but at least enough after I get a launch, I'm not going to do like 2 hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just look at that real quick. Look at her fast punishes. What are those? You know.
Hey, Kadar, I got a question. Have you ever done like a combo with a launcher, a filler, a screw, and an ender? Have you ever once done that in your life?
Oh my god, you're retarded, dude. This is why people think you're a piece of shit. Like this right here.
I'm asking you a serious question. Have you ever done a combo that's done more than 68 damage before?
Of course, dude. I've done hard combos.
And then have you ever done that in a real match and like not just like fumbled the bag?
Okay, in a real match, what's a real match? Like a real
and
match?
versus a player. Say like you and Ian pick up the sticks. He's player 1, you're player 2. Have you ever once
done
a combo?
Times.
No. Have you never once done a combo and say like you say he did a What do you mean we're not cutting this part out? Ian, don't let them cut this part out. This is a serious question.
Don't cut it out, dude. Come on.
I wanna know. No, we're not cutting. No. You're not cutting nothing out. I'm just curious how you have not figured it out yet.
When's the last time you saw me play, dude? It's been like the entire world has gone through like a hyperbolic time chamber twice.
Kadar, I could imagine that nothing has changed in your play style.
Oh my god. All right, let's play right now. Pause the shit.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you're a pussy. That's what I thought. You're a dumb pussy.
No.
It wouldn't be that laggy. I have fiber. I've in Hawaii's allowed to enter. Yeah, you're a pussy. That's what I thought. You're a dumb bitch. I would show you the full combos. Okay, I'm not fucking
full combos. Okay,
on me, but it's not about the combos. It's not even about the combos. It's not about the combos.
Kadar, I got a question for you.
If I use,
Kadar, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Kadar.
You already talked plenty of shit. You're gonna be like, how do you not know how to play? I know how to play, bitch. Let's pause the podcast, play Tekken, and then come back.
Kadar, relax.
It'll take 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kadar, relax. If I press 1+2 with Jin, what am I minus?
Oh yeah, you're.
I'm just curious.
Fuck, open book test. What? Or
yes. If I press 1+2 with Jin, what am I minus? Okay, easier one. If you block down back 4 with Jin, what am I minus on block?
Minus 14, dude.
No, Kadar, who's your main character? Kadar, who's your main character?
Right now, okay. So if I
tell me who your best character is. Who's your best character?
Shaheen. Let's say Shaheen.
Okay, Shaheen. What is your 10 frame punish?
Jab punish. I'll do a jab strength.
What's your 12 frame punish?
my 12 frame punish, I'm gonna probably do Magic 4-1. Or not, it's not Magic 4, but it's just 4-1.
That's 12 frames.
That's 11 frames.
11, 12, something like that.
You
Wow.
stupid son of a bitch. Just shut the fuck up, dude. You're a dumb pussy. And here's what I said. Pause the podcast and we'll fucking play, because literally the last time you saw me play, I remember you played Paul and I fucking whooped your ass for his game. And it was on the projector. So like I've beat you in games and casuals before. You're a dumb.
Sorry, what's your rank now?
Oh, okay. So it gets reset. So if we got online, you'd see like a wood rank.
what's your peak rank in Tekken Online?
Okay, so before they fucked up with the ranks,
I don't care about everything. You got the wow.
That's not good though. Tekken? I mean, as soon as Tekken 7 started, the first day it came out, that's when I got into it.
Okay, whatever. All right, we've gotten off track now, Kadar. Back on schedule. You're the host. You're supposed to reel it in, dude. Come on.
Yeah, and guess what?
What are you doing?
All right. We're gonna edit that so well where it's like.
No, we're not editing it. You're keeping it all together. I'm trying to hone you back in on the rails, dog. Come on, I'm helping you out.
If you're listening right now and I sound better in the conversation, you know what happened. And if he sounds better, that means I didn't. All right, let's just
look. It's a jobber question, dude. It's part of the job squad, dude.
I know.
Yeah, but you ask me 2 questions. Like, if you're Shaheen, what do you do? Like, you're asking the most simple, like dumb.
What are you talking about, dog?
How about we play and then we come back on the show?
Dog, I bet all your guests so far have been fucking boring as shit, talking about like whatever the fuck, and I come in here with all this energy. This is about to be the best podcast you've done. The most entertaining one.
You said podcast. Learn how to fucking talk.
No one's talked shit to the host, dude. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this is first.
You know, you've had the most fun. This will definitely keep the podcast going for at least another couple of weeks. And you're like, damn, I wish we had Avery back.
You hear a funny story. So I went to the new Super Arcade when Mike Watson tried reviving it, and it was like Tekken casuals there. It was very short lasted, right? It was the one in Azusa.
Yeah,
I was outside talking, and Eris was there, and somehow the conversation came to you. And you know what Eris said?
What?
You'll have to listen to the next episode because I'm not going to tell you now.
What? Shut, Kadar. What's next on your list of questions? Okay, where we at?
All right. So after final round, dude, you said you went to Evo. What happened to Evo there?
I lost to. I can't really remember Evo. I had a pretty poor performance at Evo. I had to use the PlayStation 2 pad at that. I remember that at that time. I had to use like a wired pad. PlayStation 3 controllers were banned. Super stupid. I lost to Bronson Tran, and I lost to EBM. That's what it was. That first year of Tekken Tag 2.
Hey, was Bronson talking mad shit when you guys played?
Oh, he was, dude. But I also was whooping his ass, dude. But good on Bronson though. He did really well. Me and him have the curse, man. I take out the Bronson, but we're both always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Second place.
That was the same year that he got second place?
Yeah, he lost the knee. He beat Nin and then lost the knee at Evo. Yeah. And then going forward from there, I mean, Tekken was pretty dry outside of that. I mean, it was just like play online, go to your local, play. I didn't go to any more events until the SCR the following year. And then the final round, Evo. I did basically that for the first 2 years, those 3 tournaments. And then there was the revival of NorCal Strong Style, Bronson's tournament. And there was when that was kind of like the peak, like the end of Tekken Tag 2, honestly.
Right. That was a sick ass tournament too.
It was very fun. And there I had lost to Starscream from Europe, and I lost to Just Frame James. But that was a really fun tournament. I beat Harry Potter there. I beat some other European player. He played Oscar. I forgot his name. And that was it. I mean, over the course of Tekken Tag 2, people would always give me credit, like, a strong player. Definitely wasn't my peak or prime yet of play. But I beat notable people. I was always kind of a bracket presence. If you got paired with me, it wasn't going to be like a free win. You're going to have to sweat.
Yeah, you're beating international players, dude. This is like your first competitive Tekken.
Yeah, first competitive Tekken, beating national players, beating a lot of the best U.S. players. I mean, only people that I was losing to, I lost to GM, Anakin, Little Majin. Like, those are like the biggest names that beat me. And outside of that, if I didn't lose to them, I lost to like an international player. So, I had a really good performance. I feel like during Tag 2, and then we roll into Tekken 7 after that, and then that's the Tag 2 era for me.
So do you feel like a lot of other people were taking breaks at this time and you were still grinding the game? Do you think that's why you kind of?
No, that was right before the big drop off. Was after Strong Style was the big drop off. So up until that point, everyone was still playing quite frequently. And then there was the big drop off until Tekken Tag 2, Tekken 7. There was the delay. No, off and on. I started working. I had a girlfriend at the time, like a different girlfriend at the time. I wasn't really playing as much. I played like online rank matches here and there, but it wasn't. And I streamed somewhat, but I was never like. I didn't take it any further than that. It was the end of the decline for me.
Finishing off that, okay, so the drop off happened of Tekken Tag 2. Tekken 7 comes out. How hyped were you? Like, were you going to arcades for Tekken 7 and all the round ones that had it? I know there's one in SoCal, right?
No. Before the Tekken 7 got released, Markman had at the Mad Catz office. We got to play the game there every so often. He had us like come by to come hang out, and we played Tekken 7. There was Comic-Con that also had Tekken 7, but I didn't play all too often 7.0. So I missed out on the whole 7.0 era. I didn't go to any of the Wizard World tournaments. I went to the 7.0 Tekken 7 Fate of Retribution Evo when they had the machines. I went to that. And there I had lost to you, and then I also lost to
You lost to me.
I lost to Bank from SoCal. Actually, he played Claudio. I had no idea what to do. I didn't even know how to do like raise drive yet. I barely know how to do supers. It was really rough, but it was fun. Because I skipped Evo the year before that, and it was cool to get back in the swing of things. It was a really slow start up until like console release for me with Tekken. I didn't play all too often. I kind of off and on played Tag 2 up until the 7 release.
For sure. And then so how are you like looking at like were you like looking how to do like were all the combos pretty much the same from Tag 2?
Yeah, I mean I had watched like Tekken 7 events for a while, and I kind of knew what to do once Tekken 7 came out. I knew what to do already, you know, like that's like always been a problem too with Tekken games is like if you watch it, there's not a whole lot of discovery left in the game, so yeah,
you know,
for sure.
And you can just fucking go from there. It's pretty much
exactly.
Proven bound. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So Tekken 7 comes out. So how stoked are you? Like you got first day?
It was cool. I mean, I didn't have the PC. I didn't have a PC yet, like a gaming. I had a gaming laptop, but I had bought Tekken on the PC, but it didn't really run very well. And I had played it on PS4 for a while, and then the PS4 version of Tekken 7 was kind of shitty. I still was going to Wednesday night fights here and there, but it was a really slow start for me with Tekken 7. Honestly, I was working at PlayStation at the time, and I was super busy working on the release of Uncharted Lost Legacy and God of War. So my Tekken play was kind of I was a game tester. I got the job through Jason Greason, Schmidt, Dylan, Lord Schmitty, and also JR. I had that job for a bit, but because of that, I wasn't really playing Tekken all too often, like super competitively. I went to Wednesday night fights, but I didn't have as great success early on. I had to really get used to the new game and didn't have the time to play. But once I switched over to PC,
quick question. So freaking game testing. So I always thought that would be freaking sick, but I heard that it could be just unplugging a controller once you get to a cutscene over and over or some shit. You know what I mean? Like things that you wouldn't think would be game testing.
Yeah, there's like case test issues to like look at with the in regards to that. There's different things. Different things can break the game and shit. That's it. So.
You still do that?
No, not anymore. Fuck no. Fuck no, never again.
So okay, so did you when you tested stuff when you played God of War? I thought that game was fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you in the credits. I read all the credits.
No, what a guy.
The only reason I knew you were in the credits is I think you posted a screenshot of it. But
yeah.
You're like, I'm in the credits, but but that's tight. I'm not in any game credits, not yet, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for that one. Maybe you'll test it. But
for sure.
They're gonna say, fucking. Oh yeah. So did you like redo a section all the time, or did you play through the entire game and shit? Like, what did you do on God of War?
Like for that, have you played God of War?
Yeah, that game is tight.
Yeah, so basically, I got assigned to work on the Valkyries. So I did like a lot of Valkyrie testing. I was always like fighting the Valkyries and shit, making sure like they fucking the fights went smoothly and seeing like how much damage like certain items do to it and shit. Like I basically like tested everything they do with the Valkyries, like they're like the little chamber rooms and shit. and all
You
that, and
just
then
make
play through the
broken
game.
builds sometimes, or
I mean,
what?
sometimes the games would be fucked up, like they wouldn't die, or like you'd like get like the helm and the quest wouldn't fucking work, things like that. That's basically what I did. Like making sure the game worked properly.
Damn. So you
Came
probably
out
heard the
really-
same voice line a million times, right?
Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my ladies though, dog. Those are my girls.
For sure. Like they're screeching and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm.
But I forgot why I interrupted you. But I no, game testing is fucking tight. I think a lot of people don't even know about it. But that's
Yeah, it was cool. It
fucking
was
dope.
cool. I mean, it was one of my few jobs. Like I worked at a radio station when I was during the transition of Tag 2 to Tag 7. I worked for a radio station here in San Diego. Then I worked at a hotel. Then I
What did
worked.
you do at the radio station?
I was part of the advertisement promotions team, so I did like a lot of events. Like I would set up like a booth at like sporting events, the San Diego Aztecs, the San Diego Ghouls. I went to Padre games.
Oh, you were
It was part of us. Yeah, basically ran a booth, and then also did like other things because we worked for this radio station called the Mighty 1090, and then also the Walrus or some shit. It was a sports radio station and also a 80s music radio station. And it was cool because what helped it out was that the radio station and Sony were like within like the same area down in Mira Mesa. So like when I transitioned jobs, it was like, oh cool, like they're in the same spot. It's still a far ass drive though, because I'm coming from North County, so it's like still like a 40-minute drive for me to work every day. That shit was kind of weak, but yeah.
For sure. All right. So playing RT7. So at this time, I feel like I was going to TTF all the time at that time. How come you didn't come down to TTF those first? Felt like a while. I mean, I know you came down sometimes.
Because I would go to Wednesday night fights and I would be kind of burnt out, honestly. And then I was working, so I did after work. I kind of just wanted to go home. Where I usually on my Fridays, I would go out partying and drinking. So this was around the time I was like 21. So
Right.
I was partying.
Like 40-minute drive or some shit for you?
Yeah, so I was partying and shit. And then usually if I went to TTF sometimes, I would show up at TTF and then leave early to go out drinking down in San Diego or some shit. That was mainly it. So I'd come up to the Saturday events, usually if you guys that did TTFs.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while I'd go. But no, what also happened though too is I went to a Tekken session early on during Tekken 7, and it was at someone's house. He was a Fang player. Oh, I forgot his name. Duma Dagger.
Yeah.
And I got into a fucking I got into like a car accident or some shit, and it fucked up my car. And because of that, I stopped driving to a lot of events. Like my car got fixed, but it was like it kind of turned me off from going to shit. Cause I was tired. I went to this thing after work. I'm tired. I should have just went home and never had this issue. So
TTF would end at fucking 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and I had just done Wednesday night. I had just done Wednesday night fights. Get home Wednesday night fights, and I was working at the time, so I'd go from Wednesday night fights to work, and I'm fucking drained. I was falling asleep at work and shit, trying to pound coffee to stay up. So basically, it was just too much Tekken at that point.
Yeah, I used to do. I used to get Thursdays off just so I can go to Wednesday night fights. And
right, and that was the cool thing because I went back when in the Tattoo days, Wednesday night fights was cool because I was in high school. Sometimes I'd just take Thursday off of school. I'm like, fuck this, I don't care.
Yeah,
cool.
Thursday I would just knock out the whole day pretty much. The whole
Yep,
just gone.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, and then also TTF too because it was for me, I lived in North County, so it was either I drive. At this point, Wednesday night fights was now in Anaheim or what's that place? Santa Ana. So for me, it was a 55-minute drive to Santa Ana on a Wednesday to play basically better players, or drive 35 minutes to Cody's. I mean, cool thing to hang out with friends and shit. I love to see James and Quinto, Ian and shit. But Cody, but and a couple of the other guys. But I was trying to play at a competitive level, in San Diego for a long while was not a competitive scene. I mean, it was had players, but the scene was not at a competitive level, basically.
Yeah, it's no secret. WNF
no secret.
Way more players and
and then it was we had a cool event too. We had were you there for that, Ian? With that Tekken tournament hosted by the radio station at Saquon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had that.
I remember that.
And I fucking won. It was me and Alex, man, in grand finals of a tournament, and I got to go to Seattle actually for the early parts of Tekken 7. And this is back. This is the first year of Tekken 7 too, by the way. So
yeah,
I wasn't part of that.
That was an awesome event because they didn't know that they were wasting their money.
Oh yeah, me and my homie went to go to fucking Seattle. We fucking kicked it out there, drank, partied.
Not because they did that, but like they had the PlayStation symbols on the stage. They had like pictures of Tekken players like all over the casino.
Yeah,
so I remember me and
they
Kenny
invited
went to,
guests from the casino, right, to watch, and they would like give them some free shit or something. Or
yeah, it was really weird. It was like how whoever like fooled them into pulling this shit off was crazy, but it was cool. And
I think it was, I don't know who. I think it was David.
Quinto,
I don't know. Was it Quinto? No.
Yeah,
Quinto won a TV.
Raffle,
yeah, Quinto won a TV. He did.
One handling the event, and somehow he wins the big ass TV, and then another guy working there wins the PS4. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
that shit was crazy. But
the best part is like they let like regulars in the casino enter who like were just walking by, and that's the tournament I've gone 3-2 in.
Right. So that was it for that, and then so like Tekken 7 started off pretty slow for me. Like I wasn't competing. I didn't go to. I went to the first Evo of Tekken 7. Didn't do very well. I actually lost to Chikarin twice at Evo Tekken 7.
Damn, that's
and I lost to his Akuma of all things. So like fast forward years later, he wins TWT with his Akuma, and I'm expecting to play him in a Jin mirror match. At the time, I'm like, wow, this motherfucker, dude. Like it's been a month, and I've never fought against fucking Akuma. So that sucked.
Up back then, right?
So at that time, I was like, I'm not really fucking with Tekken. Yeah. And then we fast forward to 2019, and I started having mild success here. 2019, yeah. So 2019 rolls around, I go to Strong Style, and there I beat John Ding, and that was when things started to pick up.
Oh yeah, I was there, dude. That was actually pretty hype. I remember, wasn't it Schmitty was popping off for you?
Yeah, because me and Schmidt came up for that trip, and it was really sick.
You remember, this is gonna be awkward, but I have a funny story. So me and Schmidt were sitting next to each other on the plane back, and you were a few rows in front of us. And this is kind of awkward to talk about, but Schmitty was like mad you ditched him the night before, right? So he was loudly talking on the plane to me about how much he was mad at you, and I didn't care.
You're an asshole.
What do you mean? No, what do you mean? This is just what happened. He was like, because you went out, I think you went out to get pizza with some top players or some shit like that, and he was telling me this, okay, and I didn't give a shit. And he was like, yeah, if Avery didn't abandon his friends, like literally yelling, so you could. I was like, I don't care. Play Mario Kart with me. I brought my Switch.
He's got his earbuds in.
There would be no way when I'm at an airport, I always have like headphones on and shit, so I wouldn't have heard a fucking thing.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, shut up. I don't care. And like, I set up the Switch like on my little table, and I was like, here's a Joy-Con. Let's play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But
oh, I feel bad.
No,
Schmitty's my guy.
Don't feel bad. That's just what he did. And that's the lore. Okay,
that's cool. Bad. So that happens, and then what is
how was the pizza? With the
oh, it's pretty good. I think it was round table pizza, dude. That shit was dang. Air Spot.
Round table's so good.
Shit was dank. But
Air Spot, you round table.
So then E League happens, and E League and all these people get invited to E League, and I wasn't invited.
Oh yeah, didn't you pop off online about that?
Some shit, whatever. But
no, we have to talk. Why'd you pop off on? So
because I was upset because the people that were listed, like they had fucking Mateo at the time, Incog. I fucking forgot.
Well, it doesn't matter.
The people that got invited to E League have done nothing in the game or did anything to the game up until that point, and I was still at least like competitive at the time. So it kind of sparked like an itch where I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna play this game for a while. And
Mateo was invited, huh?
Yeah, it was. But just as an example, like Mateo wasn't playing. Right. He wasn't even playing the game. Like he was doing less of the game with me. But they were just trying to keep it as like I guess they were trying to how it was told and explained to me. They had a certain number of people from the East Coast, Midwest, and West. And Ricksta got picked. I don't know why. Still to this day, but it is what it is. It's cool.
So if you listen to our last episode, Jackie Tran talks a little bit about E League, and he specifically mentions the reason he got picked is the homie hookup with Anakin. So I'm assuming it was invitational based on
I wasn't going to talk about it, but yeah, I know why and how. I know the true truth of how that all went down.
For sure. So we're not gonna. You don't have to get into whatever you don't want. No, I'm saying, whatever. But I'm saying, at this time, we don't want to gloss over all the stuff. So we have a few other things that happen at this time. And I know this is probably for theatrics. I forget what the event was called, but before this point, or I think around the same time, you threw Tekken Tim, lost him. You threw his controller down. But I know when I saw that, I was like, this guy's an entertainer. He's fucking sick.
I do. I got paid.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
what
I
was
know.
that shit? What was that whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was like
the whole thing.
It was like something put on by what's that, Machinima or some shit.
Yeah, they did like grudge matches with like low tier god and like
we
some shit.
we had done like we like a week or two before that we had done like some like voice recordings. Like it was funny too because we had to like talk shit, like hype up the match, and like me and Tim were just there doing it all, and like Tim had already seen the interview. I did it in front of him, and like I'm like it was so hard. There's so many different takes we had to do. It was like, hey, cut it again. And then I lost to Tim, and I just threw the controller. But it was all for the fun of it. Like I had already gotten paid for the event. I got paid some pretty. That was the first time I actually experienced quote unquote esports money, and it was like, damn, dude, just for playing 3 games of Tekken, like who
like every other week.
Okay, and
like who scammed these guys? But,
yeah. So can we talk like how much you get? Was it north of 1,000?
Yeah, it was actually north of 1,000.
Okay, that's I'm not gonna ask for the exact, but okay. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, and especially like the whole theme of it, you understood the assignment. But if you go online, dude, the amount of shit talk surrounding the controller toss, it was water in his lungs 2.0. Like it reignited, and so the reason I say this is last night I went on Reddit and I said, "Hey guys, on Tekken, right?" And I said, "Hey, we're interviewing on RunItBlack tomorrow. Here's our last episode, Jackie Tran. If you have questions for RunItBlack, post a comment." And we got a few good questions. It's the first time I've done this, but one guy was fucking pissed off, and of course he brings up 2 people brought up the controller chuck. So even to this day, it has a legacy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so and another thing around this time, you had antics. Like another thing you did is blocking JDCR's face when you guys were doing like a match, so you couldn't see his inputs. Like was that? Like someone brought that up in the thread too. So
that was that's so stupid. That is an auction tournament for playing for fun. Right. And he's playing King and I'm playing Lucky Chloe or some shit. Those are like the things that people don't have no understanding of because it's just like they weren't there. Like we're there having fun. We've been here stressed out in like actual tournament bracket, and here we are at the end of the night hanging out, enjoying ourselves in an auction tournament like for fun. So. Right. It's the like things like that people have no idea, so it doesn't matter because I don't give a fuck what.
Okay, but we're not gonna gloss over all this. Where you tend to brush it off, I think there's a theme in here. You said earlier F Champ was one of your favorite MVC3 players. He's one of mine too because he is a theatrical person. Like he turns everything up to 10, where it's maybe just a 3 match. You know what I mean, stakes wise.
Well, that's the thing too. Like all most of my matches are all like people want to see me lose. Like my matches are very hype and like they want to see me lose, and I usually beat their favorite players or I beat their friend or someone they're rooting for, and it's like,
key charge.
Jokes on you.
So key charging too. You like to key charge?
Here and there. I mean, everyone likes to key charge. It's just a thing to do. It's like just like a little like psych yourself up or getting your opponent's head. There's no bad intent by it. It's just part of it's in the game. You do it.
For sure. So I guess where I'm going is the heel stuff. There's part of you who watched wrestling. You already talked about Randy Orton. You're name dropping wrestlers. You wanted to be a heel.
Well, I just said that as a name because that it just seems like the most delightful thing to do to you.
Yeah, arcade.
Without actually hurting you, that would be like the best thing to do.
First of all, I'd do a reversal and then fucking rock bottom you. It'd be fucking. But we're not gonna even get into hypotheticals of wrestling. But listen. You like to be a heel. There's something in you. There's like a devil gene or some kind of fucking hobbit gene or some shit. You know what I mean? Like there's something that's inside you where you want to fucking be mean or not mean, but like I don't know, man. Like you're trying to be like, oh, I'm all innocent. Like no, dude, you have a dark streak in you.
No, that's just the thing is I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm not gonna waste my time.
You asked me what the 10-frame punish was for my character.
Yeah, I was asking you.
Do you know how offensive? It's jab for all characters. You dumb.
I was asking an answer. Hey, man. I've learned from a friend of mine. Some people just don't like the facts, and sometimes the facts might hurt some people's feelings.
I feel like maybe there's a lack of because if I had as many people hating on me, I'd be able to do a dissertation on this is why all these people hate on me. And I'm not saying right.
I don't know these people that hate on me or why they hate on me. I mean, they can have their opinion because like the people I hang out with at the tournaments and shit have all nothing but good things to say about me. Have respect as a competitor.
For sure.
So it's like I don't care what someone on Reddit or a YouTube comment has to say.
I agree. That's definitely
doesn't
the way to go about
impact
it.
me because like also I'm not looking at it. Doesn't affect me. If I walk outside, I walk to my event. I'm not having someone in the fucking comment section say this, and then in the situation like, oh hey, throw your controller. I'm like, okay, cool. How about we sit down? Want to throw some money on it? $20, $30? Oh, cool. Thanks. Sure, let's play. Okay. Fucking fast forward 10, 15 minutes later. Oh, cool, dude. I have a free lunch now. Go fuck yourself. Like, come on. Like, that's like it is what it is. Like, there's nothing to gloss over. It's want to talk some shit. We can talk some shit.
You embrace it.
We can play.
You embrace whatever there is.
Usually, 9 times out of 10, I'm whooping your ass.
So you embrace whatever it is. You embrace it, and it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, it's fine. And as it's not the truth, and it just there to have fun. That's how I'm having fun with what I was doing. And in the most recent years, I've gotten kind of bored of it. So it's like I don't do it because I'm just bored. And I've just gotten older, and there's other shit I got going on, and not focused on that side of the Tekken thing anymore. And then also like my skill with the game has shown out. I've qualified for finals, Bud Light Beer Leagues. I was 5 points away from fucking qualifying for the TWT finals. I went to Colombia, got second place down there. Top 8 in Canada.
Was it Chile or Colombia?
Colombia. Okay. I got sponsored. I got to fly out to Singapore, played out there against all the Asian players. The Asian players have a lot of respect for me, and my respect for them. Got to play them. I go to events. When I go to a Tekken tournament, I'm not going to go play American players. I'm going there to play the players I don't get to play ever because we can't possibly play through online means and shit. And the ride's a lot. I mean, my stat record with Tekken is fucking huge. I've done outside of winning the whole damn thing. I've done everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've pretty much been there and done that. So you're not
been there and done it. So like for me now, it's just like right. So it's I'm just doing it. Like I've gone to like some of the San Diego locals here, and like I just go there to like I'll play on stick. I'm just there to just kick it, hang out with the homies and shit, and I'm coasting at this point.
For sure. So I guess before we get to the COVID period and your results since then, which have been impressive. Before we get there, Ian, do you have any questions about? I guess before we get to COVID times or anything like that?
No. I mean that's it. Oh, okay. Actually, Ian. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but either way, Colombia. You mentioned Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember anything special about this tournament?
Dude, I got second place. I damn near almost won again. What the fuck? I lost to a Horong player, and then after that, I beat the entire bracket. I beat Ben Chang. I beat Fergus. I beat what's his name? Sapito. I reset the bracket against Abel. I beat everyone fucking at the tournament. What the fuck? I was literally the best player there. So
yeah. So and that was awesome. What do you remember about going to South America? Was it like?
Oh, that was cool. I mean, it was the first. It was my first time out of the country. I got to fly with Markman and Hey Steve and Ricksta. I got to go throughout Colombia to. We went to like this place up in like. Do you ever play Modern Warfare 2? And there's like that match or multiplayer map like out in the fucking favelas and shit on the hills. We went up to the fucking hills, dog.
How long were you there for?
Just for the weekend. And we had this Michelin star because it was. Well, I'll get there. It was this Michelin star restaurant. It was like fucking like $10, dude, and we ate some of this dank ass food, dude. It was crazy. It was the first time for me experiencing like money conversion and shit and all that. And
did you have a tour guide or around Colombia, like a player?
No, we just hung out. We just hung out there. We didn't go to a whole lot of places. We went to the fucking the mall in Colombia, dog. And oh my god.
You say mall? Do you mean like a strip club or something?
No, we went to the mall, like the shopping mall, like you go to like the Westfield out here and shit. But the mall in Colombia.
I thought you were hinting at something, dude.
Yeah, you said it really weird.
Cause dog, the trunks out in Colombia, dog, crazy. That shit was crazy.
Your mic is like.
I know.
Your mouth or something.
I'm putting the mic in my mouth as I say this. It's fucking crazy, my guy.
Sounds like you're putting emphasis on going to like a titty bar or something, but
no, I'm just saying, like,
get the mic out of your mouth. Get the mic out of your mouth.
think about like our average everyday like experience out here, but like multiply that times 10 out there in Colombia. That shit was OD.
Oh, so you're at the mall popping bands, as they like to say in hip hop.
No, no, I was just like, wow, this is insane. You know, these people or these it was insane.
For sure. All right, so yeah, you got a tough bracket, chilling TCC, Mark Man and them. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great too. Dude, while we were there, we were talking shit with the locals there in Colombia because we were doing bets and money bets on who would win the tournament and shit. And dude, Steve was getting crazy because I was winning and beating everyone's ass, and the money was flowing, dude. It was a fucking fiesta, dude, in fucking Colombia, that Tekken tournament. Dog, you guys have no idea. It was like us, like 6 Americans, and dude, and we're just in hostile enemy territory, and me of all players is fucking doing the damn thing, dog. It was crazy. Ben Chang's in the back, all salty because I just whooped his ass. Fucking Dimeback is fucking clueless, fucking sniffing on whatever the fuck he sniffs on. Dude, Kicks was there. Fucking Peeling was there. I beat Peeling that tournament. Fergus was cheering and shit. Dude, it was crazy, my god. And then rolling past that,
Hold on. Wait, I got one more thing about this Columbia tournament. Do you remember? I think we talked about this on the podcast as a segment, and I feel like it'd be a disservice to the fans who know all the stories that I've talked about. We had a segment called "Talking Shit in Twitch Chat Gone Wrong," right? And I think it was like the next day in your hotel room or some shit, or maybe on the way back. You watched the VOD of the tournament, right? And you looked at chat and you saw me talking shit the entire time, and you went on Facebook and posted a message. Do you remember what that message was, or this is just long gone memory at this point?
Kadar, I'm gonna tell you completely honest, dog. I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
And Kadar, I probably forgot when I did it too. Like literally, like after I pressed send.
Yeah, it's all good. And yeah, we talked about this. You were probably just talking shit but you said, Kadar, say that shit you say about me in stream chats. When I'm in SD, you're done. Right? Literally, word for word. Ian screenshotted this, sent it to me when it happened. And it must have been the next week or the week after. You were still on your high of like, oh man, I did really well, got second place. I'm gonna go down on TTF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and you showed up at the same time down the street. We parked our cars. We were on a dark street by ourselves, right? Do you remember this at all? You're gonna be like, I don't remember this.
I don't recall.
So I said, hey Avery, and you walked away from me and went in the house. You had a chance to RKO me IRL after I talked shit in Twitch chat, and you went in the house, dude. No one would have fucking heard me scream either. That's like the dead zone. There's a field. There's acoustics are set up. All right.
Kadar, you're gonna have to slow your roll here. You can't be making up false narratives, okay?
No, this happened.
Ian, I agreed to roll up on the podcast, but Kadar can't be wilding out with his fallacies, okay?
Wait, this never happened?
I don't believe it ever happened.
No, I would put my entire.
I don't think I've seen Kadar since before that even occasion. I don't think I've seen Kadar in like over 3 years. Every time I went to TFTF, I was like, "Hey, where's Kadar?" And he's not gonna show up.
Yeah, whatever, man. But
that happened. Okay, that happened. I have no idea. I don't think it happened. Kadar's just fucking making shit up now as we go.
Whatever. I would never make. That's like a cringy story to make up. But I'm just saying.
It is very. Kadar, you're a very cringy person.
Hey, man. We're not gonna argue about that. I feel like I can see your point on that one. Okay. Singapore. What happened to Singapore?
So we go to Singapore. So like. I just got in second place. I went to Singapore. Literally, came home Monday to then get home, do laundry, fly out Tuesday because to get to Colombia was like 12 hours. We did like in a day. Getting to Singapore, you fly and then it's also the day before. So I fly Tuesday. I get there in Singapore on Thursday. I believe that's how that worked out because it would be our Wednesday. Yeah, their Thursday. I get there Thursday. This player, Pengchon, he actually got sponsored by Panda Global. Shout out to Pengchon. He's a really super cool guy. I get in contact. Someone gets me in contact with him to go to go to Singapore. He picks me up, takes care of me, shows me where to go. That was a really dope trip. Me and Rip hung out quite a bit there. I had like a day. I had like 2 days before the tournament started, so we went out one night and they did some nightlife shit out there in Singapore because he had been out there working doing some mobile game, I think, like commentary. He was doing some cool shit that year, 2019. But hung out there. I went to Universal Studios for the first time. Universal Studios Singapore, which was crazy. Did that. Did the tournament. Hung out with what's his name? Dojin. Hung out with Dojin. From the Philippines. Hung out with a lot of the Singaporean players.
So before you went there, did anybody warn you like don't spit a piece of gum out because like they'll cane you?
Yeah, I heard that shit. Yeah, it was kind of.
Did people say like be careful and don't?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is when you go to another country. You should always respect the rules and cultural differences and shit. Be well aware. Sure. But I mean, nothing was like that crazy like that. But dude, Singapore was definitely like the dopest place I've ever been to, and I want to go back. You should go visit Orchid Tower if you ever get a chance. And then the tournament didn't do so hot there. I lost to I beat the King player, some Japanese King player. I forgot his name. He's pretty good. He gets talked about quite a bit here and there. But I lost to what's the guy's name? He plays Kazumi and Paul. He hangs out. He's one of the Yamasa boys.
Oh yeah, Take.
I lost to Take at that event, and I also lost to Reaper Rabbit from Singapore, or from Thailand. Lost to Reaper Rabbit. So I had a top 32 finish in Singapore, but that was a very hard tournament. It was like probably one of the hardest ones to go to because it was like fully international Asian Eastern tournament. So it was only me and Speed Kicks were there from the US.
Those tournaments, just being in Singapore.
Yeah, just being there. Like for me, like to get to that, like I went from like going to like a tournament here in the US to like going to international tournaments. That was huge for me. I was like, oh, dude, I made it. I did what I wanted to do. I got to play against the best players, and I got to compete at that level. So it was like, oh, mission for me, like personal mission accomplished.
Outside of that, I mean, how often do you get a chance to go to Singapore?
Right, yeah, that too. And I got to go for free. Of all things, I got to like travel and see different things in the world. So that was sick. So that wraps up the 2019 year. I finished 20th place, I believe. I think it's the top 18 that gets into the tournament. So, and I didn't go to the LCQ that was in Amsterdam. I was burnt out with Tekken at the time, and even though that was like the best I was ever playing, I had enough. I needed a break. I went to Geico at the end of the year, the Geico finals. I qualified for that. I lost to GM and to Shadow, and kind of took like a small little break from Tekken in between that. Went to Strong Style again, got 9th there. I also glossed over too. I skipped over. That was the 2019. I had that really great Evo run, and I got 9th at that Evo. I beat Book in the mirror match, which kind of like after the whole Tekken Tim thing and all that shit, it was like, oh shit, like RunItBlack Avery is fucking, beating like these top players and shit. I beat Ryan Hart. I had beaten who else did I beat that tournament? Some player from Japan.
The same year that Majin made.
The same year, right? Majin. Yeah, so Majin got through the top 8 that year. I got 9th. Jimmy J Tran got 13th, and I think Anakin got like 16th. Like we were the last 4 left. And like I had one of the last matches, and I ended up losing to the future TWT champion Rangchu. So I lost to JDCR and Rangchu at Evo, so that was like, oh shit, like, dude, I got deep in the tournament to only lose to those 2 guys. Like, come on. But that also began didn't begin, but it was part of like this long run of me losing to JDCR at every tournament, like for 2 years straight. NorCal regionals, Combo Breaker, Evo, SoCal regionals. I would always lose to JD, even when he came for like our Wednesday night fights, or we had like qualifiers for things. IESF.
You beat him at one of those, didn't you?
I finally beat him at one, yeah. And I got kind of like I got kind of choked up over it because it was like a big thing for me. It was like because like even back then, like from back in Tag 2 days, it was like the person that traveled internationally was JDCR. So it was like someone I looked up to, someone I learned from as a player. and to finally beat him was like a big. It was a big. That was like the peak for me. It was like the end of the peak. Like I finally beat him, and I also before I beat him, I beat Kudon. So I beat Kudon's and JDCR back to back. Like what the fuck?
Damn. Bro,
sure, it's at like a Wednesday night fights, but it was a TWT dojo. It was a 100-man TWT dojo, so it was a lot of dojo points. So sure, it's a local for our Wednesday night fights, but it was a hard local. Like we had a huge scene at the time for Tekken 7, and we had a lot of players. So we had a big tournament where people like say in the East Coast like they have it was like ECT, NEC.
Yeah,
they have like
when they have like somebody invited, everyone.
Yeah, and everyone shows up, and like we had like the competition level would be huge. We always have guests and shit coming, and the amount of players. So like we basically had like a mini major tournament every fucking Wednesday,
Yeah.
And there would be pop bonuses. So like the money was great too. Like I made a lot of money from Wednesday night fights for 2 years. So I won a majority of them all, and So and we had Match Arena started becoming a big thing. So like. Honestly, I would have to say I'm probably one of the most successful people. I was one of the people that reaped the most benefits of Tekken 7.
Yeah, don't say money because the IRS might hit you up and say, "Hey, why don't you?"
I ripped the benefits. What are you talking about? What money, dude?
Sure.
Don't you know that Wednesday night fights it's like $2?
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know we have some listeners who work for the IRS. I'm not even joking.
For sure.
Fucked up.
That's crazy.
But
there was a year where you used to go to every fucking tournament. You always invited me, and I just could not go to.
We were always like, dude, is Ian gonna come today? I'm like, probably not.
No, but like outside of the WNF, like you would go to like so many majors, and I just could not.
I know, because that was like the time like I was like really into. I was invested to go into. Well, you and me went with Chet that one time. That was
Summer
sick.
Jam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Summer Jam was the worst tournament.
On Facebook, you were like, "Hey guys, who wants to go to Summer Jam?" Kadar, don't message me. Do you remember this Facebook message? These are real messages. You're gonna deny this and but we have.
I mean, they're probably real messages. I just don't remember it.
Well, it was like to the SD Tekken group or some shit.
Kadar, you probably. I think you annoyed the shit out of me, Kadar. You were dead to me.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So talk about going with Ian and Chetty. The first time, so Ian told me this story. The first time you ever interacted with Ian, you were like, "Oh, tell Ian to come to such and such tournament so I could beat his ass." Ian, true or false?
No, it was TTF. He says, "I'm coming to TTF. Make sure Pick a go so I can beat his ass." That's the first time I remember Avery.
People
really?
I'm a bad person.
But like I said this before. He's never like actually talking like real shit to me in person. Like I've always heard people, say they have their say on Avery, but he's never actually like done me, wrong or fucked me over in any kind of way.
Yeah, have you ever?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't.
Before playing Ian online on Tekken Online, have you ever played Ian? Oh man, I used to fucking hate playing. Whenever this fucking Armor Pickle guy used to be online, I ran into like this motherfucker, dude. I'm making sure to whoop his ass.
You don't rematch me anymore, dude.
Dude, I barely even play. When I get on Tekken these days, dude, I'm just trying to play everyone I can as much as possible. Like I don't want to get stuck in a death match or some shit. Because then it just like I played last night against, I think it was Sukin. I was playing Kazuya, dude. We played like 14 games in a row, and then I finally played against someone else, and like, all right, I'm done. Like this, like I wanted to like try to get different looks and shit.
Yeah, so that's for 5 bars, and that's like 22.
Yeah, and that too. That's so far and wide. Like, dude, I get one and done all the fucking time. I'm just like, I just want to play, and like I want to play Jin. I haven't played Jin, dude, now in like 4 weeks because I just don't have any. I'm at Tekken and God Omega, and I just got tired of rank resetting and trying to play the game.
Dude, I can't grind out Tekken God Omega.
No, dude, it's so much of a grind. It's ridiculous.
I'd rather get a job than do that shit. Dude.
But yeah, dude, I used to talk shit. What do you want me to say, Kadar? But also, Kadar, you're just like Kadar. You were never gonna get invited to one of my events or traveling.
My events. So you're the main TO for Summer Jam all of a sudden.
Yeah.
No, you just weren't gonna travel with me because I think Kadar, you just said so much stupid shit.
Yeah, I remember at the time I messaged you like, "Hey, come to Kudojo. Do you like the San Antonio Spurs?" There's a lot of infamous screenshots out there, but
Really, I mean that's cool. I don't remember, but
you like the San Antonio Spurs, right?
Me, I'm a Lakers fan. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, you are such a... All right, whatever. I'm not even gonna...
Was it the Spurs against Miami back in the day? Is that how long ago it was?
No, I think you told me you were a Spurs fan. So I said, if you like... All right, whatever. We're not going to talk about
Spurs.
this.
I like Tim Duncan.
Okay, all right. I guess that's what I was looking for.
All right, so where are we at? I'm starving.
Summer Jam, Electric Cancel. You got a good result. I'll let you cancel that year. And then how'd you do at Summer Jam?
Summer Jam, I didn't get out of. That was the first time in my life I didn't get out of pools because I just lost.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
play like shit. That's right.
I played like shit. Dude, my pad was broken, and I played like shit.
Oh, so when you play like shit, you got excuses.
That's the best I
No,
did at
I
a
played
major,
shit.
dude. And I felt like shit. The worst I ever felt at a tournament was Summer Jam.
Dude, that tournament sucked, dude. I knew I shouldn't have gone to that fucking event. And then after that event, I win the online Tekken thing against Peeling. I get like a whole bunch of points for the tour, and I did great. It was like that was like the one outlier event in my whole like playing Tekken competitively. It was like, oh, that sucked.
Yeah. Look, on the whole Summer Jam thing, the only reason why I felt like shit throughout the whole event was because you did not tell. The only time I guess you fucked me over in the kind of way is Chet Chetty was like a secret guest that was gonna sleep in my fucking bed. And I had no idea until we got there.
No,
Like, hey!
it was so last minute because Chet was like, I want to go to the event, and I was like, oh shit. Well, okay, you can go.
So he just shows up, be like, hey, Chet Chetty's coming and everything, and like, okay,
Oh
cool.
my god!
Right, and then I didn't think about where's this dude gonna sleep at, right? And sure enough, you throw him into fucking my bed, and you hear this dude throughout the whole night. You hear how fucking loud he was snoring, dude. I woke up like every 20 minutes, and then I got out of bed. He's like, "Are you all right, dude?"
Dude, I saw Ian in the chair sleeping, dude, in the chair. Dude,
I was on a chair. I had to leave the bed. I sat in the chair, and I was like, "Dude, I can't fucking sleep." And then I was just trying to put my head down, and like I just couldn't sleep. I had to wait until fucking. When you guys wake up at like 6, 7 in the morning or whatever.
Oh, dude, that shit was funny.
Yeah, you guys had your pools before mine, so he left, and I fucking knocked out for a couple of hours, and I felt like I was fucking drunk at the event or some shit. I felt like shit. And somehow I ended up having like the best result for a major I've ever had.
Oh, that shit was funny. But yeah, that was the first time. The second Summer Jam I went to was much better. But yeah, that sucked.
That whole trip fucking sucked balls. But man, I slept like trash, and also the plane ride there and back.
Oh, dude, the plane sucked.
They had the fucking lady like in a wheelchair sitting next to me. And they had like the caregiver next to her, so like I had no space. And
oh, dude, I felt so
had
bad.
a good row, but I was like, fuck, and I was in the corner too, and all hot and shit, and I couldn't complain. There was a fucking paralyzed chick next to me, and
how big was she? Was it like a big mama's house situation?
It was just a grown, like a fully grown like lady, but
fully grown lady.
Fucking the whole tournament fucking sucked. But the travel there was brutal, dude. Like I wish I would have done that same like travel for like a better major, or somewhere outside.
Yeah, that was funny. That was definitely the worst tournament I have been to in a long time.
Yeah.
All right, Electric Cancel that year. You said you went. How'd you do Electric Cancel?
I got basically that whole year. I was basically like 9th, 13th, and I had like a couple top 8s.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's fucked up. You teamed up with Kudans in that team tournament, dude. That shit was fucking broken, man.
At SCR?
No, wasn't it Electric Cancel? You were.
In Electric Cancel. Yeah, me, Kudans, and Tom Hilfiger. Yeah, because we were team Electric Cancel.
What was it like teaming with those guys?
That was cool.
Kudans is too OP, man.
Mm-hmm.
That fucked me up.
I needed some extra cash, dude. I was like, fuck, man. That was another pay cut. I had another free lunch.
Yeah. Who approached who for that team? Did you ask them? Like, or
Tom Hilfiger asked me. It was like, hey, you, me, and Kudans are going to play on a team. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's
pretty dope. Against you guys, we got fucked up by Kudans, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was bullshit, dude, but GG's.
Was Kudans out first? Was Kudans anchor?
Yeah. I was the anchor in some situations. It all depended. We're just playing. Like that. That was just like a side thing to have fun.
Yeah, right. Those team tournaments have always been that way. That's why I like the Strong Style 2. That one was a team tournament.
Oh, you guys did really good. It was you and
me and Nick and Kenny, who was
that shit was hilarious.
Third.
Wait, Kenny? Why was Kenny on your team?
You guys placed the highest.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah,
we were like one short from top 8 in that tournament. Actually,
yeah, you guys were the highest SoCal team.
Yeah, we lost to fucking Dimebag. One stuff up his nose, dude. He just started off with Asuka. Just did what's it called, the fairy tale, tooth fairy, just right off the bat, and I got so tilted, dude.
That was his shit.
Yeah, I was so fucking pissed, dude. But yeah, that was weird how we made it that far. I don't know what happened, dude. We're just playing well, dude. Kenny out of all people. Leon was supposed to be our third, but Leon got mad because we ended up flying out instead of driving out, so he just bailed out on us, and Kenny took the scout for us. He would always go first. Funny.
Dude, I remember that. I never drive the tournaments anymore. I actually drove recently to Vegas for a card game tournament.
Yeah,
and it reminded me of like, oh yeah, dude, I'm always flying to events. And no matter wherever I go, I'm done with that shit.
Yeah,
Depends. I like the drive from San Diego to Vegas. That's really relaxing.
It's only like a couple hours, like 4 or 5 hours, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's another event. Like, I'd rather just pay the $80, whatever it is, just to get a ticket and fly out there, dude. Especially like Vegas too. It's just 1 hour flight or some shit.
It's like 30 minutes. It's really fast. Yeah.
All right, so now where we at in this conversation? We're at we hit the pandemic now.
Yeah. So
I'm
before we get
hungry,
to the pandemic,
Wait, hold up, Kadar. Hold your down. I'm gonna grab some food real quick.
Go ahead.
Are you
He's
gonna
gotta
say
be kidding.
cut or something or what? I
Cut.
don't think he's kidding. I think he left.
All right, I got.
Okay. So pandemic times. Get a cut. When is Speed Kicks moving with you guys? It seems pretty crazy to get like a top player. I mean, the idea of roommates completely disgusts me. But if I could have Speed Kicks moving with me, that sounds pretty interesting. Tekken wise only, and he's a boy genius too. Do you know about his boy genius past or no?
I'm not gonna speak on this stuff, but yeah.
Oh, I mean on YouTube. If you go on, dude, come on, you can't chew while we're on the podcast. Like, how retarded are you?
What?
Don't do that. Just stop for 2 seconds. We're almost done. All right. But there's a YouTube video of Speed Kicks where they do like a profile on him, local news channel, and what was it like being? You don't have to get personal. But what was it like being his roommate with such a smart dude and Tekken and inside the game, outside the game? That sounds pretty cool.
I wasn't his roommate.
Oh, I thought you said when he came to live with us. Didn't you live with Avim and Speed Kicks? That's what I thought.
I didn't live with them. I was just there every day.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much living there, dude, during the day.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you got to be his training partner during the pandemic, right? Does that sound more accurate or no? Not at all.
We barely played.
Barely played. Okay. I was going to say, like, your results recently, like, to me, in my head, just thinking about it, I was like, okay, maybe it's being able to grind at Speed Kicks. But what was the pandemic like for you with Tekken 7? And yeah, go ahead, Ian, if you got a question.
No, I was going to mention, I remember going up there, like, every other, like, month, and then these guys were just like super anti Tekken, like fuck Tekken 7. Like, I was so surprised. I'm like, oh, they're probably gonna be playing more than ever. Like, this fucking game sucks, and I hate this game. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd I even come up here for?
We played League of Legends.
Yeah, I like Speed Kicks, but like he shits on the game so much because I always get the vibe that it's like, oh, I'm smarter than anyone about. I mean, not smarter than anyone, but like, this game is stupid because X, Y, and Z, like over and over. It's like super negative.
I mean, that's his opinion. I mean, he's also got valid claims to what he says. So
yeah,
I'm not here to talk about what he's got to say, though.
For sure. What do you think? At this time, you weren't playing during the pandemic, or what? You're playing
Not
League?
too often. I played League. I mean, I played in a couple of like the back when Wednesday Night Fights was just for SoCal players still, before like the online update. Played in a couple of those. Won a few of those. But yeah, no, dude, the last 2020 now.
DreamHack Anaheim, right?
Yeah, DreamHack Anaheim was the last event, and even leading up into that, I wasn't playing as much. Tekken was
DreamHack Anaheim in person.
Yeah, I was in person.
Okay, what was that like? That's like in the middle of the pandemic, right, or what?
Right before it started.
Oh yeah, it's like 3 weeks before, so it was still kind of murmurs of COVID, right, when you're traveling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had known about COVID and shit like earlier, like in 2019, but that was the last. That was the last event offline, and then since then it's been Tekken here and there. I mean, the most biggest thing I've played in was I played in a couple ICFCs. I've won once. I've qualified for the top 8 once. I didn't play in the original ICFC, the first one that started. I only played in the second one. I didn't play much in the third one, and I just recently played in this 4th ICFC. But I can't sit at home and play Tekken and be for what it starts at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock our time. It starts at 6 our time, and then goes until about 10:30, 11. It's just like I lose my entire Wednesday. And like before, I didn't mind that when I would go to Wednesday Night Fights offline from 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. in the morning. It was just a different experience. Like, hanging out with the whole social part changes everything. But I did.
In my head, I would think it'd be like more convenient because you could just play and then watch your bed.
It's convenient in that, but I don't like. I can't sit on the game for like I got other shit I want to do. Like I'm there's other things I want to do when I'm at home. There's more I want to do than just be playing Tekken. And
you're not hanging out with anyone while you're waiting. You're just fucking waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting, and I'm just like wasting my time. Then at that point, I'm like, well, fuck.
So overall, online kind of you're not a fan of online.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I don't like it, but it's a good thing though for the game and people that like want to do it and have something to do. It's a great outlet for them. So it's something to not knock on, but it's not for me. Not for me.
You also play on the Evo Online too.
I did the Evo Online. That I winged it on that one. I hadn't been playing the game leading up to it, and I only signed up because they were promoting the UFC Apex arena as a reward for going or reward for winning, and I only signed up for that reward. Did not think I was.
Wait, what was the reward? Wait, what was the reward? UFC Apex? What is that?
The UFC Apex is like their arena where they do a couple of their UFC fights where they were during the pandemic. And
okay, they were going to send you guys out there before they canceled.
Yeah, it was an offline event there.
Offline event there, and I was like, oh shit, I want to really go to the UFC Apex arena.
Yeah.
And then somehow I had like a fucking miracle run during Evo, and I played very well. I beat Cuddlecore, beat Anakin, beat what's his face, Magnificent, Benching.
Yeah, I watched your run, dude. It was freaking impressive.
I did crazy, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I stopped playing again up until this point, and then most recently they told me, hey, play in ICFC. We want you to play because we're gonna do some event coming up here pretty soon for the exhibition. And then they canceled Evo, and since they canceled Evo, I have yet to play Tekken.
Damn. So what happened with that? They just there's no more update on it. That's it. It just
and they canceled it. I mean, just because I guess international travel for the pandemic is tough, so probably in their calculations and shit, what do they got? Whatever they have to do to figure it out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be too much of a task, and canceled event. So Evo will be back next year, 2022, in person, probably at the Mandalay Bay. I'll probably go to that. We'll see. Yeah. It might be the first event I go to hang out and shit. Yeah. But I'm not gonna go to like maybe Combo Breaker. But I'm going to Cabo with my girlfriend in January here coming up. So I'm kind of just busy with that. Busy with school. I'm trying to finish off my business degree and then land a job. I haven't been working. I would shout out to our government and our unemployment system. So that was pretty solid last year. That's been it for me. I've just been chilling, school, laying low, a little bit Tekken here and there, gaming and other shit. Just biding my time, just keeping it casual, keeping it cool. And I'm 26 now, so it's been
you're old, man.
9 years of Tekken. Started when I was 17, so yeah, it's been a long journey. I'm aging, my eyesight's getting worse. I'm losing weight because I got fat during the pandemic, bigger than I've ever was. Disgusting. Yeah. And I mean that's it. I mean right now my weekly days, I wake up, do some schoolwork, hop on some League of Legends, talk on some Discords, kick it with my girlfriend, go out, hang out with some friends here and there, go to movies, and go to the beach before it got cold. And that was it. That's it. That's all I've been up to these days.
For sure. What do you got, Ian? I got a couple questions. We got to do the viewer questions real quick. There's only a couple.
Just we can wrap it up. We've already heard everything.
Yeah, we've heard everything. And I feel like we poked and prodded you about being a menace to society. You deny it. You said you didn't shape your entire persona off wrestling heels, which is like your way out of the thing. You said that you didn't. You didn't watch any wrestling growing up.
No, I watched a little bit. My favorite wrestler was definitely CM Punk.
Damn. Shit. Okay. So you're from the that era.
Yeah.
2000s, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. And then I stopped watching wrestling when CM Punk left the WWE.
Damn. Okay. That's pretty sick.
Have you for a bit?
I've watched a few clips on like AEW, but that's about it. I'm not really into it.
Okay, I was gonna say, have you been following AEW? Did you see CM Punk's like first match back at all, or no?
Yeah, I saw clips and shit. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen clips. I mean, it's kind of the same old shit, but it's cool. I mean, I'm glad he's doing his thing. I mean, that's as an individual. Yeah, I'm mainly into UFC now, and I like the UFC. Big UFC fan.
I'll watch UFC once they get guys in costumes. I feel like that's like the one thing they're missing. But
for sure.
But okay, so we got a question. On it's only a couple, so okay. See this one, I didn't write this one. This is from Raven Pest on reddit.com/r/Tekken. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, RunItBlack, why are you always so damn salty? The funniest thing I remember about you is when you went up against JDCR in a random character selection match, you covered a screen with your hand so you couldn't see the inputs of the character. Keep up the rage. You're my favorite salt mine. So anyway, we already answered that. It was just a fun, lighthearted character auction match, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is a real question. Here we go. Hey Rib, what are your goals as a Tekken player? Okay, this is from Homie Tanjiro on Reddit. Hey Rib, what are your goals as a Tekken player going forward? I know the pandemic screwed things up for everyone, but when things hopefully normalize, was wondering if you still have something to prove as a competitor. Really, one of the best players in America. I'd not write this shit. I forgot. If I knew that last sentence was going to say what it was, I would have left that off. But yeah, he wrote that shit.
I don't know.
I
don't really know if I'm gonna be really playing like at a competitive level anymore. I mean, for this game, I think for Tekken 7, I'm kind of checked out. If I win a tournament, cool. Not my goal. Hopefully see how Tekken 8 or whatever the next Tekken installment is gonna be shapes up to be. But yeah, not the thing. I'm kind of just going to hang out now at this point. And
more casual about it.
Yeah, very casual about it. I mean, I'm still gonna I'm that's naturally pretty decent at the game, so I don't think I'm gonna fall off too hard. But
how many years off are you from getting your bachelor's in your degree?
A year.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably going to get way busier. So it's probably going to be like a rough, like especially when you start your first job or whatever. It's probably
when I start working again, it's going to be
busy. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like one of those things where I really only see myself going to like things like a combo breaker and an Evo, like maybe 2 tournaments out of a year, maybe type deal. And usually when I'm going to there, like I'm gonna go like do other activities around the event. Like I'll enter the tournament, but like that's about it.
Yeah, I went to Combo Breaker a couple years ago, and yeah, dude, going to a Cubs game, like exploring Chicago, that shit was fun. But the thing that sucks is Combo Breaker is like fucking 40 minutes away, which blows.
Yeah, well, that hotel, the Pheasant Run is gone now, and then I don't know where they're gonna host Combo Breaker.
I think it's closer. I'm not sure. I think it might be the same distance, but okay. So yeah, you're trying to you're gonna take it more low key, focus on career, right? It sounds like maybe your school.
Older, dude. Aged.
Yeah. Definitely the age where you gotta get your 30s set up. Not to scare anyone who's 25
no,
plus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you gotta get shit ready. Gotta get prepared.
Yeah. I'm 30 and a lot of it's from just that grind from like the 20s. And once you finish that, I mean, I don't know. I think that's stupid. I think people have different paths. I don't want to say that's what you have to do, but it definitely helps so you can relax later. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, it's trying to be solid for my future.
Yeah, like, dude, we should trade. If there was a magical power to trade Tekken skills for the next couple of years, do you think I probably wouldn't give him back? But that'd be sick. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't be able to handle it. You know, like when people harness too much power, like they implode. You would implode with all of my latent power.
Yeah, that's like such a thing in animes. It's like the guy tries taking a magical sword and fucking explodes because it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to harness it. You just you'd lose it instantly.
All right, man. Anyway, I can't believe we tricked you into coming on. I tricked you into coming on because it was me in the Twitter DMs. It wasn't Ian.
I just found out about it.
You fucking. All right, but I know we appreciate you for coming on, dude. Next time in San Diego, I'll set myself up for the RKO. I'll tuck my chin in, so just go ahead and grab like.
No, the next time it's in San Diego. So with this podcast was an hour and a half. You owe me a lunch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's easy, dude. That's easy.
You owe me an appearance fee. I want like either Lolitas or like TJ Tacos.
All right, dude. That's done.
We'll go to TJ, dude.
All right, you said it's done. You're shaking on this, right? Verbally shaking, verbal commitment.
Yeah, my hands are legit sweaty in real life, but yeah, virtual handshake for sure.
Okay, cool. Remember, Ian, he's paying for our food.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. What do you got going on, Ian? This week?
Not about me, dude. It's about you.
What do you got going on, man?
What, this week?
Yeah, what are you doing? Is there like no? I mean, isn't there some like person that runs events now in San Diego? Have you been to any of those yet?
No, I haven't. I think it's True from North County.
Yeah,
Abel went to that shit.
I went to one, and then they had hosted one, but I was there and I had to leave because I had a friend's birthday party.
No, I haven't really gone to anything offline. I just played in like ICFC last week, and then Cody's.
Did you beat Joey Fury or no?
No,
you got close.
No. I just had a little hype.
I saw the clip.
Slow-mo,
yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, my running 2 clip. That's about it. But I didn't win. No, but yeah, I'm not really interested in playing. I didn't really play during the pandemic. I kind of just stopped playing, and then I barely started picking it up a couple months ago. But
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen you on. It's just like, oh shit, you're fucking. The hell are you doing on?
I don't know. I don't really like playing as much either. I only play for like 40 minutes a day, and then I get
Yup.
pissed and leave. You know,
Yup.
that's about it. It's as much as I can do. But yeah, I'm not playing right now. Till hopefully offline comes back, I'll be more active. But yeah, taking a break is definitely fucking good for me, dude. A lot of good shit happened to me ever since I stopped fucking playing video games during the pandemic.
Shit.
So not really, interested in getting back into that crazy ass grind anymore. But we'll see.
Right.
Once offline comes back, maybe. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty then. Thank you, RunItBlack. Thank you, Mr. Avery.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Fuck you, Kadar.
All right, peace. Oh, yeah, hold on. How'd you get the name RunItBlack? That's an AC/DC song, right?
RunItBlack. No, it's a play on words of Run It Back.
Oh, and you're black, right?
Not really. I mean, yes.
Oh, yes, you are.
But
Shut
like,
up. Yes,
no. I'm saying, but that's not the. That's not the correlation. But yeah,
for sure.
Okay. No, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
AC/DC, RunItBlack. We're gonna play that song right